What's good? You're now tuned in with Off the Ox Podcast. Get some drink.
I stay off them perks. I be sleep but never.
Man, shout out Baby Angel. She in the building. Welcome to the Off the Ox Podcast, gang.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Where you from? Where you grew up at?
So I grew up on the north side of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Oh, that's that Wiz Khalifa. That's from
Hell
Wiz
yeah,
Khalifa.
Wiz Khalifa,
He's
Christina
from Hazelwood,
Aguilera. Yup. Yeah, what you know about?
I know.
Yeah.
It's kind of, I ain't gonna lie, I'm kind of creepy like when it comes to rappers and shit. Like I don't even be meaning to. I just watch a lot of interviews and I kind of find out what state going on with each what's going on with the rap scene in each state. I even know about Boston. Niggas don't even know people rap in Boston.
You
I be doing that. Oh, but what part of Pennsylvania you was from again?
Yeah, I'm from the north side. I was born and raised on the north side, and then we just moved around like to the south side, Braddock area. We've been all over Pittsburgh, my family and me.
What's the winters like over there?
Oh man, brutal. And since oh my God, man, terrible. And I don't know why I don't move because I complain about it every year. Excuse me, I'm a little congested. I complain about it every year. I can't stand the winters here. Entirely too cold.
Y'all be having to go to school too, even if that shit be snowing and shit. You don't get no snow days.
Yes, very few and far in between is the snow days.
They be driving on the snow.
Yep. And even though it's illegal in our state to drive with chains on your tires, people still do it. That's the one thing I dread about the wintertime is traveling back and forth to work, back and forth to store.
That shit
slipping and
sounds
sliding
crazy.
everywhere. I can't stand it. I can't stand the winters. So yeah, it's safe to say that it's a nightmare. It's a headache.
How do y'all kind of like? How do the cars not slide and crash and stuff?
And whenever there's not any salt down, people just drive slow. I don't drive though. I catch Ubers.
You do what?
I catch Ubers.
Oh yeah, that's the move for real. So do y'all put salt down on the road and stuff?
Yeah, we just put salt down. It helps sometimes. Sometimes no, it's too cold, and the salt is. There's no point.
You muted.
So what was it like growing up out there?
You cut somebody out.
Growing up in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, on the north side in the early 90s, it was a war zone. I lived on a street called Holyoke Street, and it was in the middle of everything, the G's, the Bloods, the Crips, and we were smack dab in the middle of everything. You know what I mean? It was
crazy. I was
crazy.
going to ask you about that. What's the Crips like out there? I heard they have a lot, like a big influence in Pittsburgh.
They do. I always stayed away from stuff like that. Some of my brothers, when we were younger, it was there. So, you know what I mean? It was just the thing to do, so they got into some of that. But me, I don't know much about it. I always hated that shit. I always thought it was stupid as hell.
Been good?
All right. What do you know about Troy Polamalu?
Troy Polamalu? What? That's my baby. Troy, he cut his hair actually. What do I know about Troy? So Troy actually has a wife. He has what is the name of it? I'm trying to think of it. They give away things. Okay, you know how you go to the Goodwill or to a thrift store? Well, he has a huge thrift store for the community, but everything is free. I know that because my mother loves to go there. Yep, whatever you see. Coats, kids' clothes, book bags, shoes, anything that you can need, appliances, if it's in there, it's free, and it's all funded by him. He's very open-hearted. They also have like a church running out of that same building. The pastor is awesome. I forget his name. Very sweet man. Troy Polamalu is very giving, very open-hearted. Always has been for the community. So we're actually really proud of Troy Polamalu.
Yeah, shout out Troy.
Yeah, shout out to Troy. Shout out to the bird.
Shout out all the people in the building. Shout out Peaches. Shout out Bay in here. Y'all got the gang.
Hey, baby. Peaches, KK. Hey guys. Y'all, this is my first interview. I'm so excited. This is the very
Your
first
first one?
interview. Yeah, you're the first person to ever interview me in the metaverse.
Dude. Yeah, it's lit. I love interviewing people, man. Everybody on here be cooling.
I
What
like
you
it.
Black and Yellow? What you know about that song?
Black and Yellow by Wiz Khalifa. Yeah, that's our city colors, Pittsburgh Steelers. It's actually black and gold, but we say black and yellow too. Yeah, Pittsburgh Steelers. Hey.
The Crips don't bother Troy, do they?
Hmm?
The Crips don't bother Troy Palomula.
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure he don't live nowhere around none of that. Hell no.
So
Shit,
I was looking at
everybody
your
that was
Instagram.
gang banging when I was growing up, they either dead in jail or they driving trucks or something like that. Y'all,
Oh
that
yeah, that's
fizzled
good.
down. Matter of fact, they can't talk. They gentrified the hell out of my old neighborhood. When I went back over there not too long ago, it looked like the intro to Full House or something like that. I don't know. You might be a little bit too young to know. You
Oh
know
no,
what
no,
Full
I
House
caught the
is?
reruns. I got the reruns.
Okay, yeah, okay. So Full House,
Yeah,
you know
shout
the
out Full
intro
House.
when it's coming on. This a wreck and this, yeah, that's what the streets look like now.
Yeah.
Yes, they gentrified the hell out of the north side of Pittsburgh. Don't even look like the same place. I'm like, why didn't they have all that when I was growing up? Looks like a totally different place.
It's not gentrified unless they got a vegan restaurant over there. They got
They
a vegan
do,
restaurant.
and they
Oh
do,
yeah, it's over with.
baby. They
They
got all of
damn that
that.
big. Oh, it
Hell
remodeled.
yeah, pays for people to take their poodles to get their nails cut, all that shit.
I was
Hell
looking at your
yeah.
Instagram and I was like, "What's this profile picture?" It reminded me of something. What is down your profile picture right there?
So the profile picture is the black Mona. It's the black Mona Lisa. I like that picture because of the look on the Mona Lisa's face. It's all scrunched up like, who the fuck are you talking to? And the reason why I love that face is because I am so nice and because I am so kind-hearted. People think that they could try me. And I make that face a lot in real life. I even got
Ooh.
I got an in real life picture on my Instagram profile that's actually pinned at the top of the page, actually making the same face in the video. Because who the fuck are you talking to? Yeah, people fuck around and find out. Excuse me. Baby Angel got a potty mouth sometimes. But yeah,
You start looking at
I'm
them
a very
crazy.
nice person and people try me all the time and they find out very quickly. Oh, she's not the one to play that game with. Baby. But yep, that's the
Damn.
story behind that picture.
What's high school? What was high school like for you?
I don't know. I didn't go. I got my GED. So actually, I used to be in and out of placement.
I didn't complete it either, gang.
For a lot of my childhood because I would never go to school. So they locked me up for truancy several times. So I was
Oh
always in and
damn,
out
that's
of
fucked up.
placements. And then when they let me out, I was in like 10th grade. I said I was going to go to school. Of course I didn't. And then finally in 11th grade, I know it's stupid, but halfway through 11th grade, I dropped out of high school and I didn't get my GED until I was 18 years old because I was supposed to graduate when I was 16. And then I went
GED
back
was
a
good
couple
too.
years later. Yeah, you know what? It's just as good as a high school diploma. It didn't stop me from getting into nursing school or anything like that.
Hell yeah. That what's up. What's it what was those teenage years like? What was you outside doing? You wasn't in school and stuff.
Smoking weed, hanging with my friends.
You were
Um,
outside. Baby Angel was
oh
outside.
my God, I was wild. And I used to try to be like my brothers. My brothers was bad. Like they used to steal cars and stuff. My brothers was wild. Hell yes, I was trying to be like them, but I couldn't be. You know what I mean? But I was young trying to find my identity, find out who I was. And that just wasn't for me. But at the time, that's all I was surrounded with. So that's the type of stuff I tried to get into. But I wasn't built like that. I found out very quickly that I wasn't, it's just not in me to be like that, trying to sell. I'm not gonna say what I was trying to sell, but I was trying to sell what my brothers was selling. It's like, no, this ain't for you. You can't be
Yeah, I
having
feel you.
your clients over for tea talking to them at your house. You can't do that. Like
Hell
I
no.
wasn't very street smart. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah. But yeah, Yeah.
What's
I was
up,
just very
y'all?
rebellious. Hi, we're in the middle of an interview.
Oh,
Hello.
Hi, Angel.
Thanks for coming.
What's up? What's up, bro? Oh, shout out everybody here. Shout out Dragon Balls. Shout out my boy Chirac Fly Guy. Shout out everybody in here, man. Oh yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, I was a little,
yeah.
I was a bit of a wild child. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we
What
all
month
getting a
is
little bit of
this?
some areas. You know, teenagers.
Right.
We just getting this stuff. What you what made when did you decide to like chill down? When did life start getting more common for you? Just start chilling, you know what I'm saying? You like what's it around when you reach about, you know what I'm saying, up there when you start chilling?
I started really simmering down when I got pregnant with my daughter Faith. I got pregnant and I had her at 21 years old. Now that's not real young, but it's still very young, you know.
Oh yeah, that's a
And
good young though.
yeah, I had to let a lot of that go. You know, I still had some partying in me, you know,
Yeah.
but a lot of things that I used to do, I just didn't do it anymore because I had to put my daughter first, and she was everything. She was the center of my universe, and my daughter had came at a time. A lot of people in here don't know my father, Herbert Murray Jr. He passed away July 10th, 2003.
Oh
Excuse me,
man.
July 5th, and then my daughter was born right after my dad passed away. And so yeah, that whole year of my life changed my life forever, and forever changed me as a person. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I feel you, dang. That sounds crazy, man. I'm glad everything's okay though and stuff. How
Yeah,
did you
you know
kind of
what? I feel like God was with me through it all, you know what I mean? And he kept me.
Oh yeah, shout out Jesus, man.
How you know that's the God I'm talking about?
Oh shit, well shout out all of them. My fault, all of them. I got a Buddha statue over here too.
Hey,
Buddha.
that's the
Really
type of
just
time I'm
cause
on. Shout out to
I
all
thought he
of
was a
them.
boss.
You know? Yeah,
I feel like
yeah.
Buddha a boss because he be having like food and shit around him. He chilling
Hell
like,
yeah,
you know what I'm
always
saying?
laughing. Shout out to Buddha. Hey, gang, gang. I like all of
He always
them.
like he in good spirits. Oh
Always, yeah.
and what's his name? The Islam person. He sound cool. Jesus cool.
I don't know,
I fuck with
Muhammad.
all of them.
Me
Hopefully they all
me
real.
too, bro. Me too. I do too. I'm very open minded spiritually.
I was gonna say, when did you nah. Have you always been into what's it called, electronics as a young person, like as a young kid, or because I know as an adult you're on the Oculus. Not too many in real life. Not too many adults I know have the Oculus, and I always think people that has the Oculus real into technology and stuff. I was thinking if you was always into technology, and what electronics did you have growing up as a kid?
So back then, you know, we didn't have electricity, and we just used to churn our butter, you know, by hand.
Oh
No,
shit.
I'm fucking with you, bro.
I'm about to say, damn, man, struggling. I was like, I'm about to say, I know the 80s wasn't that long ago.
Not turn the butter.
Churn the butter. Hey, CJ. Hey, girl.
Hey.
You brought it back to goddamn 1850.
Hell yeah.
Turn, baby, turn.
Hey. So when I was growing up,
Turn.
the library became a cool place to hang because it wasn't just a place for books, but that's where computers were. And because I used to cut school, you know, I wasn't no social butterfly. I didn't have nowhere to go. So I had like maybe one or two friends or whatever, and we would cut school at the library. And that seemed super dorky, but we would be in them chat rooms at the library on a website called Yahoo. I don't know if that's still around or not, but that's like the grandfather of Google.
Well, they had that
was
back
Yahoo.
then?
They had chat rooms. You click on it, the window open up, and it be people logged on typing stuff.
Oh, they
And
still
you
got
talking to
it.
them.
They still got it.
That was before Facebook, before social media and all that. That was the social media. That was like the grandfather, and it laid the foundation of all of that we do today.
What year was
Socially,
that?
as far as when it comes to technology. That was 1902, motherfucker.
What? That was not no 1902, bro.
Nah, so I was born in 82, so this had to be like mid 90s, late 90s, yeah. Early
what
90s.
year was
yeah.
that, Kelby?
He said,
Oh, you
what
born in
year was
82?
that? Yeah,
I thought
I'm
you was born in
41 years
70.
old. Oh no, I'm 41. Oh my God.
Girl, you
No, I
don't
don't
look
go
no
back that
41.
far.
You do not look no 41.
Yeah, that's how old my mom is, 40 something.
Oh shit!
Yeah, he's the same age as my daughter. My daughter's 20.
Oh my.
Shout out all the baby boomers, man.
Hey,
Period.
I ain't no baby boomer. Oh my God. You know what? This is too much.
Shit, shout out all the 80s.
Hey, 80s babies. Hey.
You missed that time? You missed all the wood and shit?
You talking about the movie?
No,
I
all the
know you
woods in
know
the
about the
houses.
wood.
Oh, the wood. Yeah, I saw that. I saw all the hood movies. I love all the hood movies.
Yeah, see, that's a classic. Brought to
shout
you
out
by
John
the
Singleton.
80s and 90s.
Yeah, that boy John Singleton. That nigga.
Hell
Spike
yeah. Hell yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, them movies be goofy as hell when you like really watch them. Like when you
Oh
look
yeah. Some of the shit is cringeworthy, honest to God. I'll be like, ugh, that was a thing. Ugh.
Well, when did you discover the metaverse? Not discover? When did you see the Oculus? When did you first start looking at the Oculus?
So I discovered the Oculus. I don't even know how I tripped over it, but I found out about it, and I actually wanted to I actually bought it for Beat Saber. I think one of my coworkers was talking about it. I was like, VR, like virtual reality, like that's a thing. See, because back in the day, way back in the day, there was a movie called Lawnmower Man, but it was totally sci-fi, totally futuristic, like the Matrix, right? About virtual reality. So when I found out that it was a real thing that existed, that was virtual reality, I had to try it out for myself. And so I got the Oculus, and initially I was just playing the games on there, but then I stumbled upon the first social app that I ever did on there, which was an app called Altspace, which was very much like Horizon Worlds, except it wasn't as popular. The avatars weren't as nice looking, but the other graphics it's kind of reminiscent of VR chat. And ever since then, the rest was history. I was hooked.
Oh yeah. I like the social ones on here. It's fun.
Yeah.
I remember when I first got on here, I was on Rec Room playing around like 2020, 2021.
Yeah, see, that's where my son he doesn't like Horizon Worlds. He doesn't like coming on here. He's over in Rec Room.
Rec Room's cool, but it's just for trolling, really. It's not
Yeah.
really like nothing to do on there.
I'll be
Play
hearing them yelling
dodgeball.
and stuff. They be in
Yeah,
there
it's really for
arguing.
kids. It's really for like kids stuff.
Yeah.
What's it called? When did you start playing on the Horizon World? When did you discover the metaverse?
I started coming on Horizon Worlds consistently in November last year. But before that,
Oh, the one
months
that
and
just
months
passed?
ago, yeah, the November 2023. But
Same.
before that, I had came on Horizon Worlds months before, just one time. I was high as hell. Nobody had any legs. The
Damn.
faces
Yeah.
looked crazy. I said, I'm getting the fuck off of here. And I never looked back. But March 10th last year,
That happened to
Altspace
me.
completely shut down. So I had faded away from the VR scene for a while. And then I came on just out of boredom one day, and I seen that Horizon Worlds was still up and popping. So I came on there, except this time the faces weren't creepy, and they had, and the avatars had legs.
I
And
think
ever
that's why
since then, I've just been
started playing
here.
it too.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool. Cause even over in Altspace, if I remember correctly, the avatars there didn't have legs either. Nope, they sure didn't. So that was kind of, that was attractive to me. And it's been my VR home ever since, as far as socially. I don't even use the Oculus for anything else the way I used to. I used to be addicted to the zombie game called After the Fall. Oh my God, that game is so good. That's my shit. I don't even play none of that anymore. I just come on and do what I do on here.
I used to be on here watching YouTube videos and shit. And I used to play
Hello.
man, what's that game called? But it's like a realistic army game. I forgot what it was called. It was fun. When did you start creating on here?
I started creating maybe back in February, earlier this year. I initially started doing things outside of socializing, just coming on, like I was going to Black Magic all the time. Didn't really have anywhere else to go. I didn't know anyone, didn't know anything. And then I took a crack at entertaining, and I started calling bingo at KP Royal Bingo. And people
Oh,
really
fire.
enjoyed it. Yeah, that people really enjoyed the way I presented myself, you know what I mean, the way I hosted the game, etc. And then I hosted again at Original Bingo. I used to host bingo games there too. But after I left OG Bingo and I saw that people liked what I did, and people would always tell me, well, you should do a podcast, you should do a podcast, you should do radio, I love your voice, etc., etc. So I figure I might as well take a crack at creating something for myself rather than building something, somebody else's brand up. So I created my own brand, and I started my brand, Angelic Solutions Entertainment, short for Ashe or ASE, one of the two. And ever since then, I bought my tarot into the metaverse, which I actually was doing before I came here. That was the very first branch of my brand. And then there's What's Tea Podcast is another branch of my brand. And the latest branch of my brand is Halo Media Productions. And that deals with promotional videos and skits and storytelling and all of that. And ever since then, it was just on. So I'm definitely the newest kid on the block. I got a ways to go, but I enjoy what I do. And people seem to enjoy it too. So
Oh yeah, you got some fire content out there. I
thank
was gonna
you.
ask, what's it called? Are there what you got cooking in some films and stuff? What you got recording and planned?
So right now, I really don't plan anything, believe it or not. It just kind of comes to me. Like, for instance, I do teasers for the podcast, and the teasers, they always tell a story about what the upcoming topic is going to be. So if we're talking about relationships, we do a skit about relationships in the teaser. If we're talking about scammers, we do something with scammers, et cetera, et cetera. So it's always just that week. I'll think of something. I'll think of a story. I'll write it down. I'll find some people to help me act out and tell the story. Then I slice and dice it and edit it. And then I give it to the people and they enjoy it.
Oh yeah, that's fire.
Thank
When you
you.
have your cast and the stuff you do behind the scenes, like having podcasts ready and stuff like that. How do you plan everything? Do you write it down and stuff like that?
At first I didn't, but then when I realized that my vision was very much a production, I began to write down and record things and keep things like a calendar for guests on the podcast. And now we have things like the door of the week. We have assets that we give away, cash prizes, all sorts of things. We also have our spotlight feature of the week where a person comes on, then they sing, or they could do poetry, they could rap, or they could talk about whatever they want to. They have 3 minutes to literally spotlight anything about themselves or someone else in the metaverse that they would like to. Somebody could come on there declaring their love for somebody or propose to somebody, whatever they want to do. So yeah, and these were all things that you have to absolutely write it down or put it in your computer or whatever if you want it to be organized. Yeah, because it was very chaotic at first. People couldn't tell, but behind the scenes, I really didn't have a rhythm going. But
Oh yeah, I feel you.
mm-hmm.
What's the craziest? Have you ever had a crazy podcast like a guest pull up and they just act crazy,
Hmm. I don't know about the guests acting crazy, but the
or the people?
people connected to the guests or the drama to the guests, yes. So the
Ooh,
most memorable guests that I've had on my podcast are from the most memorable episode, which had to do with a man named Grimlock or Almighty One, who I actually know from Alt Space, and Designer Panda, who is also known here in Horizon Worlds. For some for positive reasons, some for negative reasons. And the topic of the podcast was redemption, the rise of the phoenix, people trying to rebrand themselves, trying to come out of the ashes and, put themselves out there, but in a more positive light. And
yeah.
Designer Panda, I caught a little bit of flack for having him on my show, but the big one was Grimlock. I got all sorts of messages from fake accounts telling me I'm a black bitch. They were going to make sure that I was going to be canceled. The same people were writing up under my comments, accusing me of threatening me, saying that I was supporting this man because he was, I'm not going to say what he was accused of, particularly because there was never any proof that they could present. But just because I don't want to put that out there, but they said that I was supporting him. And what I didn't understand was, and I said this before, and I hate the fact that I even have to get into this and explain myself because it's fucking common sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, you have Oprah Winfrey, right? She had the KKK on her show. No, everybody had enough common sense. They all had enough common sense to know, right, that she didn't want to join the KKK. And here it is. I have these people on my show, controversial figures, as you should, because unlike a lot of these shows, I don't just make up stories just to get people in my world. I actually do real stories. You know what I'm saying? And people, they just complain me with whatever beliefs that they thought that my guest had or whatever. So yeah, there was a lot with that. But the thing, and I want to say this too, I thought it was really jacked up because I feel like it has everything to do with me being a black woman. And I don't mean to bring color into it, but you know what? That's what it is. You know what I mean? When a white man has a very controversial show, bringing people on there to expose people and call people out, nobody bats in a fucking eye. Excuse my French. When a white woman does the same, perform trailblazing, lovely. Here it is. Me, when I actually have a real show, it's a oh, you black bitch. Oh, I'm a black bitch now. You know what I'm saying? And I don't just make up stories. These are people with actual real issues. You know what I mean? So I think a lot of it I feel like, I'm gonna just say this. I feel like if I was a white man, if they would have been, bravo, oh, fantabulous. We love it. You know what I'm saying? But it's all good. You know what I'm saying? But thank you, baby. But it's always been like that. Like even in nursing school, you know what I'm saying? White women, you know, I might get, you know, grilled for this, but it is what it is. It's the truth. I don't give a good goddamn because it's the truth. When the white women that I would be in school with and work with, they were rewarded for being very mediocre. They could be basic, but because I was black, they would call me on the carpet every time. What do that mean? I mean, when you go in that room, you better know that medication. You better know all the side effects. You better know the generic name, the brand name. You know what I'm saying? I had to be on my P's and Q's. I was often questioned and often put down and degraded, and I knew it had everything to do with the color of my skin. You know what I'm saying? And I don't mean to keep bringing it up, but that's my reality. You see what I'm saying? And as it is in the real life, so it is here in the metaverse. It's very real. People do. My mother used to tell me all the time, you were born with 2 strikes against you. You were born black and you were born a woman. And when I was younger, I didn't know what she meant by that. It wasn't until I got older and saw that the world was a very cold place, particularly for women like we. We're not allowed to have fears. We're not allowed to have pain. You know what I mean? You have to have a thick skin, you know, but anyways, I digress because baby,
gotta be a
don't
strong,
give me no
independent
soapbox.
Black woman.
Yes. And it's a shame that you have to be like that,
be a
but
strong,
you do.
independent Black woman.
Amen. Hey, and you know, and not just Black women. There's some white women out there too. You got to be strong, independent woman. Period. Because Mama may have and Papa may have, but God bless the child that got his own. You feel me? Gotta have your own, baby.
I felt so bad. Like I remember I was watching movies from the 60s and shit like that. I watched The Color Purple.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my God, The Color Purple.
Oh my God.
I was like, damn, why are you doing the homie like that, bro? Like, nigga, what is this?
Rain?
And I was like, bro, I was like, bro, this dude's tripping, bro.
Did he just say
I'm
Purple
like, y'all
Rain
don't
and Color
y'all
Purple
gotta
don't
go
mix?
through that
Oh
no
my
more.
God.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Do you allow people to come on there? I don't know if he's supposed to be or not. Is that
if you want him on here, he can.
I mean, no. No, baby, there's an interview. I mean, and you cool,
bro.
you know, I know you cool, Big D, you know, but no, baby,
Yeah, you
this
can
is an
have me on
interview. You can't do that.
No, I can't.
It's like that's like little mama when she hopped up on stage with Jay-Z and Alicia Keys in New York.
Girl, you could have had me on now. Not them. You should have had me on now.
Get your ass off the stage. But thanks for coming, though. I appreciate your support, bro. But, you know, you can't do that. We're in an interview.
Did you just mute me, bro?
Yeah, I think you did.
My man account ain't on here, so I can't just boom.
Yeah.
What was I talking about though? Oh yeah, Color Purple. Oh yeah, man. Yeah, I felt bad for women back in them days. I was like, damn, bro. But I'm glad stuff's starting to change. What else do you think needs to change? Like, what else? I know a pay raise too. I mean, y'all need to get paid more. I heard that was a big thing. What else you think they need for women to be equal?
Oh, what do we need for women
Shout out
to
all the
be
women
equal?
too. I love all women.
More tools for us to be self-sufficient.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know, that my body, my choice is very real. Now, me personally,
yeah.
now me personally, I don't believe in abortion. I would never get one. But I feel like if a woman, you know, rather than her trying to kill herself, trying to get an abortion, there should be a safe option for her if she should choose to do so. You understand what I'm saying? So,
Yeah, I think we need
I'm all
abortion.
about
Yeah.
things like that. Yeah.
Cause they act like
Yeah.
the baby's like fully functional. It's really not even functional for real. Like it's still kind of like don't even know it exists. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like fuck it.
Yeah. But
But
yeah, things like that. You know, help women be more, give women tools to be more self-sufficient. You know, definitely, like
yeah.
you said, equal pay. You know what I mean? And just more respect. You know what I mean? A woman speaking up for herself is not a feminist. We're human
Oh,
beings
facts. Yeah.
speaking up for ourselves, you know. But oftentimes I hear, and it's usually just some sort of male chauvinistic asshole. Because not all men are like that. Some men are very supportive. They love their mothers, they love their wives, they love their daughters, and they're very supportive of it. But then there are some men, they feel like some women who do speak up for equal anything or for any sort up or anyone who speaks up against any opposition is some sort of feminist. I don't understand it because I feel like the things that women are demanding are very basic things, you know.
Facts.
But yeah.
Yeah. What are they? Oh yeah, you already said. What are they still fighting for?
Oh baby, Jesus. Well, for one, I know that rape.
Oh
Jesus.
shit, they
I
still do
know.
that.
I'm sorry. Edit that out. Okay. I know the R word
I don't know why
is
they
a
do
big
that, man.
one,
That's messed up.
and right, and things of that nature, and you know,
Man, people be tripping. Oh yeah, that has stuff happens
I
really
know.
in the third
I'll
world
say this.
countries.
I really don't want to get into that, but I know at one point in time, it used to be so to where if someone was being physically abusive to their wife, and the wife called the police would come to the house, and they would ask the wife what she did. They would question her like she was the one that instigated it. What did you do to make him submit? I mean, it was just things are so different now than when I was growing up. Like the
Oh,
way
that's
women
fucked
were
up.
treated when it came to like domestic violence. You know, now they have like shelters and everything else. Before it just wasn't so. You know how people say, "Oh, back in the day, people stayed together forever and they had children together." And it's because the woman didn't have a choice. She
Oh
had
gosh.
no financial freedom. You know what I mean? Back in the, well, this is before my time. At one point in time, women couldn't even get credit cards without their husband's permission. If you didn't have a husband, you couldn't get a credit card. You know what I'm saying? Like so much has changed down and through the years. And this is very recent history. You know what I mean? So yeah, different things like that. Things that when you look at it now, it would blow your mind. Like women weren't allowed to do that. That's stupid. What do you mean? Mm. Or they would say a woman couldn't be president because she would be too emotional because women have their menstrual cycles every month. You know what I mean? A bunch of foolishness. So, you know, we have to fight against the subliminals too, as well as the legal things and the
Man, the girl being a president, man, I don't know. You think it would be different with a girl being a president?
I don't know.
What do you think about it?
I think a woman being president is an awesome idea. I mean, it's literally been all men since the beginning, and the world has done nothing but bitched about it, particularly here in America. You might as well give her a shot. Honestly, I mean, I'm gonna just say this frankly. What the fuck can you lose? Like, seriously.
Is she
You know what I'm
doing?
saying?
Would she be doing anything better than Biden or better than Trump or worse though?
Well, it depends. You know, women are not monolithic, just like men are. You have people like Barack Obama, and then you have pieces of shit like Trump. You see what I'm saying? I personally believe, I mean, unless there's a female version of Trump, we can't do any worse than Trump. We just can't. I'm sorry. I cannot fathom doing any fucking worse than Trump. Seriously. And he has a penis. So I think sex should be the last thing being considered when we're talking about a leader of the free world. We need to consider things like their character, their morals, their values. What are their belief systems? Who raised them? What's their track record? What are they known for? What does their social media look like? You know what I'm saying? I just feel like there are more important things that we need to consider other than simply the sex of someone, because I feel like me personally, I feel like it's irrelevant, because I know there's a lot of men doing life behind bars right now because they shot someone being emotional like a little bitch. You see what I'm saying? And they have no vagina. So I think it has everything to do with the person's character, not simply the sex that they were given, you know, that they won like a lottery when they were born, you know? You understand
Hell
what I'm
yeah.
saying?
I learned my lesson about like choosing who I think would be better. Like I thought Barack Obama would be a good president. This was back when I was a kid though. I thought Barack Obama would be a good president just because he was black. But now I kind of switched my decisions. I would never vote for president just because they're black. I'd vote for them because their policies, like what they're doing with the border, what the money looking like. I always vote for presidents like that. So if a girl president it depends on their policies. I'd vote for them. But if the girl president better than the dude president with the policies, of course I'm gonna vote for him. But I mean, if they're not, I'll probably vote for the dude. It just depends on policies for me and stuff like that.
Yeah, and you know what? That's fair. That's fair to say. Even though I'm gonna say something totally hypocritical because I just made a speech. I definitely did vote for Barack Obama for no other reason than he was black.
Yeah, yeah, and
I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. Because I felt like, dang, you know what I mean? At least let us get in there one good time. And the thing was, what he was presenting, it seemed very good. It seemed very fair. And then he had Biden at his side, you know, who was more mentally coherent at the time, you know, and I just thought they made a good team, you know. And then who was he going against that year? I don't even, what is it, Bush?
Nate Romney.
Yeah, I mean, these men, I don't mean to talk down on them, but they had the IQ of a fucking lima bean. You know what I'm saying? So that really made Barack Obama shine because he's a very intelligent and articulate young man at the time, you know? So yeah, and he gave me hope. When Barack Obama won, I cried. And I was really, really rooting for Michelle Obama to run. But she said that's not her forte. And I'm pretty sure they went through a lot through those 8 years of him being in office. That was hell for them. They were criticized in ways that other presidents were not criticized. I mean, oh my goodness, a brown skirt. How could she wear a brown skirt? Oh my goodness, her shoulders are showing. You know,
but
yeah,
them magazines was on their ass, like them little stupid ass magazines you'll see in Kroger and shit.
Right, but Trump could be married to an ex-whore. And nobody batted a fucking eye. You see what I'm saying? You see the consistency in the stories. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just feel like certain standards are put on us that aren't put on other people. I hope nobody thinks that I'm racist by saying that, but this is just based off my observation. And if anybody don't like it, I really don't give a good goddamn. They could kiss my ass, like really, because these are my life experiences that I'm speaking from. You know, so I hope don't nobody roast me, but if you do, I'm ready for you because I got a mouth and I bite back too.
I ain't gonna lie, if you get on Trump, they might get on your ass though. If you diss Donald Trump, they might. The nation love Donald Trump. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah. Donald Trump good with the money though. I ain't gonna lie. Donald Trump
is. Oh, he's an excellent businessman. And even if not, he got the money to pay excellent businessmen to be around him. And one thing about Trump, he knows how to draw attention. He knows how to draw a crowd. He has that gift where he can
You know how to talk. You that get the
influence and
gab.
make people follow him. You know what I mean? And really get behind him. And I think that's an awesome gift to have. Me personally, this is just my opinion. Fuck Donald Trump. I always feel that way. And I know there's a lot of people that probably don't agree with that. To that I say, I don't give a shit, because honest to God, nobody's opinion
Ooh,
can
they
get
gonna
me
get on
from
your
here to
ass.
across the street. I'm good. They was already getting on my ass when I had Grimlock on the show. You see what I'm saying? I really don't give a good goddamn.
Ooh.
But their opinion can't get me from here to across the street. Can't even pay, I mean, a goddamn month's worth of phone service for me. So I really don't care what people think. You know what I'm saying? I have to be who I am. And this is what I believe in. This is my story. You know,
Yeah, hell yeah.
and I think that's the problem in the world today, is because they want us to be photocopies of each other. They want us to be cookie cutter, you know, they always they want us to be exactly alike. Nobody is expected to have a mind of their own. If you're a leader, if you're not a follower, if you don't kiss ass, if you don't cut balls on Instagram, and I'm not just talking about in the VR world, I'm talking about in real life, you know what I mean? Then they lift their eyebrow at you like something's wrong with you, as if individuality is an issue, forgetting that everyone, you are going to always meet somebody that doesn't believe what you believe, doesn't like what you like, doesn't look how you look, doesn't think how you think. This is what I have accepted in my life, and this is why I don't, you know what I mean, I don't judge people, I don't put people down, blase blah, and expect people to give me that same respect. And that's my opinion. These are my thoughts, and my thought is, fuck Donald Trump's racist ass. He is racist. Very
Ooh,
much
shit.
so. Yeah, shit.
Yeah, hell yeah.
If something goes quack, you call it a duck. Hello, somebody.
Hell yeah, he do be racist and shit.
Yeah, very much so. Oh, I can't stand it. Now, I bet you the first thing they're going to say, if they do comment under whatever, they're going to say, if you do post anything that I say racial, they're going to say something about something black or racially charged negatively about me, which is fine because I'm a nurse. I get cussed out all the time. Also, you're going to hear, well, what did he do that's so racist? Everything. Literally everything. And I still can't believe Kanye West was supporting him. That's so crazy. But I digress.
I ain't gonna lie though. When you look at it's because they looking at the numbers. You feel what I'm saying? They're looking at how much money we made, how much debt we're in. They're looking at gas prices. They're looking at the housing market, how many people are unemployed, how many people are employed. They're looking at that stuff. They're not really looking. To be honest, people don't really give a damn what Trump say, as long as he's standing on business. But I do feel your side though.
Yeah, I feel that too, because I mean, shit, money talks, you know?
Yeah, we do be standing
Yeah,
on
at the
business.
end of the day, you know, I mean, I do vote Democrat, but I mean, honestly, both sides of the fence could kiss my ass. I'm sorry. Democrat, I feel like if both sides really cared, they would. You see how quick they came up with that COVID stuff and that COVID relief.
That COVID
That's
shit fake. I
because
feel like it's fake.
right. But the thing is, like, as far as when it came up
It's
to
real
like
but fake.
fiscal relief and financial relief and things of that sort, they bought their, even though they disagreed on a lot, they bought their heads together, and they bought their heads together quickly to come up with a plan. Why? Because it mattered to them. The fact that there are things and issues that have been on the floor being debated about for years tells me that neither one gives a damn about whatever, whether it comes to homelessness, except veterans, what, they don't care. They don't care, because if they really cared, they will put their heads together quickly and come up with a solution, just like they did with that COVID thing, with the funding and all of that. All of that happened very quickly. You know, you blinked and all of a sudden everybody in the hood thought they was rich. You know, all of these fake loans or whatever, that was made possible because they came to an agreement very quickly, because that was important to them.
And he be worrying about that Fetty Wap. That shit's bad.
What's Fetty Wap?
Fentanyl.
I'm sorry. Oh my God. Fentanyl.
That's worse than COVID.
I'm telling you, talking about, I know so many people who died from that, like overdosing. like so many, I mean, young people,
Yeah, they be
20,
young.
25, 15, even growing up. Like I say, maybe like when I started noticing people, the young people dying from it left and right, probably like in my early to mid 20s is when they started, people we grew up with. Like it's so sad. It's so sad.
Facts.
How I even became a nurse, I had to, the week that I learned CPR, because let me rewind.
Oh yeah, you probably see a lot of that.
Oh yeah, when I first started school, I used to go to school for different things, but I never planned on finishing school. I just would go to get a check
Yeah.
and then I would quit. I've been to school for business administration, accounting, all that. I would go for a couple months, get that money, and then leave. So then when it came to nursing, I was like, oh, this is a quick bag. You know what I'm saying? But the week that they taught us CPR was the week that someone was overdosing, a family member of mine's, and we didn't even know that they were addicted. And my daughter told me that they were breathing funny. And I called and I was panicking. Their face was covered in vomit. And I called and I was panicking. And I don't know, the phone was breaking up something. I couldn't hear what the EMT was saying. I gave them my address. I put the phone down. I had my daughter help me pull them to the floor, because you have to pull them down to a hard, flat surface. And I just immediately began doing CPR the way they had just taught us. And the EMT said that saved their life. And it was such a rush, because I was very close to this family member who's still alive today, and they're doing very good. They've been clean now for 3 years. Very proud of them. And ever since
Oh yeah, shout
then,
out.
I got a rush, and that's when I decided to complete nursing, and I became a nurse. But yeah,
Oh yeah,
very
that's
sad.
lit.
I could tell you some very sad stories of some young people. Their parents found them dead. Their kids
Oh
found them
man.
dead. Yeah, I had a best friend. She found her mother dead. Like very sad, man. And yes, that's a lot more serious than COVID. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, they be going crazy with it. What's it called? Oh, I'm gonna ask you one more political question. What do you think
Uh-huh.
about the borders? I want you, what you think
Um,
about the borders?
I
Cause
don't
look,
think anything
let's not
about
mind you
them.
though. The borders, like people think it's just the Mexicans. No, you got people from El Salvador. You got people from them Islamic places. You got people from all the way, Iraq and not Iraq. What's that called? Pakistan. A lot of Pakistan people, Dominicans, a lot of
Hmm.
Haitians. You got a lot of them terrorist people too.
Me personally, just because I've seen um from the other side. I mean, I've never been on the other side, but the stories of people bringing their children over here, or their parents brought them over here when they were younger, the situations that they were moving their kids away from, what their parents were moving them away from, I could see why they would risk life and limb to get away from that. Why would you risk your child's life and your life running from a situation that, you know what I mean? Devastating situations. Obviously, the hell that they went through trying to get here was far, they counted that the lesser of two evils than what they were running from. So they must have been running. I don't know if you ever been around somebody start shooting. You
Oh
ever been
yeah, in
around?
real life.
You ever hear
Yeah.
gunshots at a
Oh yeah,
party or
yeah,
something
shooting
like
shit.
that? And
Yeah.
when the people scatter, are they thinking, all right, guys, we got to line up. We got to do this in an orderly fashion. We got to make
Hell
sure
no.
we don't knock anything over. We got to make sure this and that, and make sure you run out of this door and not that door. And you got to do this the right way. No, you're panicking. You're afraid for your life. And I feel like, when it comes to flight or fight, these people, they chose flight. And so, it may be having an effect on us economically. I don't know. Or it could be, or there may be not even be an issue at all. People just may be using that just to sound off, you know what I mean, to bring people together on some racist bullshit, you know what I mean, against these people, to get votes, to get whatever. um but no, I personally, I don't have a negative opinion about it, because I was blessed to be here in this, to be born here in this country. You know what I mean? I never
Yeah.
had to worry about if we're going to have clean running water or not. You know what I'm saying? I've never had to sleep on the floor. And then even when I did sleep on the floor, you can make a little, you could put down a blanket or
Yeah, it ain't
something.
that bad.
The
Being Puerto
floor,
American ain't that bad.
but I've never
I mean,
had
it's
to
bad, but
lay on the floor and the floor was dirt.
Yeah, hell
You
yeah.
see what I'm saying? Like there's just a like we think it's poverty here, but it's really not. What these people are running from, that's real fucking poverty. They think gang violence is crazy over here. No, what they running from, it's fucking real to the point that where they're running the police. They running the government. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
hell yeah.
saying? They running from real life villains. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you have any children, but as a mother, I know I would lay down my life for both of my children. I have 2 children. You know what I mean? And so if we're living in hell and their lives are threatened, or there's a chance that they could starve to death, or you know what I mean, we ain't got clean running water, you know, anything like that, you better believe I'm going to do my best to get my babies out of that situation. And I don't care what nobody think. And if America is that hope across the water, then that's where the fuck I'm going. So who am I to judge these people? I understand their plight because I may not have been that poor before, but I am from the north side of Pittsburgh. And though we wasn't dirt poor, we definitely struggle with poverty. I know what it's like to need things. You know what I mean? It could turn you into a different creature. So yeah, that's my opinion. I don't judge because I don't know what it's like to be in their shoes. And if not by the grace of God, I could be in their shoes in the future, you know? So I don't judge. I pray for them, and I pray that everybody gets the help that they need, and everyone's safe, and that the people, the powers that be, if it really is a problem, that they consider both sides and that they have compassion and treat them exactly as they would as if they were Caucasian Americans, because they're human just like anyone else, be they Mexican, Dominican, Haitian, whatever, you know? So yeah, that's my opinion on that.
Hell yeah. What's it called? Do you ever want to become an actor one day? Did you? Because I see you do a lot of plays on Metaverse. In real
That's
life,
my
have you tried
dream.
any? Have you tried any acting and stuff?
No, in real life I haven't, but you know what is something? I feel like the metaverse in a way it rehabilitates people socially. And it kind of builds up your confidence and
It
gives
does.
you
Yeah.
courage. It gives you courage to pursue things that you would have never pursued in real life before. I've always fantasized about being in theater. I've always, you know, just admired all things of the art, all things art, you know, particularly the theatrical arts. But I never really had the courage or the bravery to. You know, before I came on into the metaverse, I would have never started a podcast or started my own brand or anything like that, you know. But it's something about the spark that it creates in you, those of us who are creatives.
Yeah.
It produces a spark in you. You start building worlds, you start creating, you start thinking of ideas, and then you start believing in yourself. Now some people, they've been doing this since forever and they bring it to the metaverse. But then there are people like me, the 41-year-old single mother who's been nursing for 7 years. You know what I mean? Who's always had a dream to be in theater. Now she has the courage to do that. And so that is my plan. I would very much like to pursue all of that in real life. I want to take What's the Podcast out of VR into reality. I want that to be a real thing.
Yeah.
I want Ashe to be a real brand off of virtual reality. I want to pursue actually being in a film or in a play. I've always had a dream of being in a Tyler Perry play.
Yeah.
Always. I've
Tyler Perry.
always, yeah, yeah. So
That's the first
yeah.
move. Yeah, you gotta do that. You gotta do that. Have
Oh,
you
I would
ever?
love to. Oh my goodness. I would be elated if I ever got the opportunity to do that, you know.
Good
But one thing I'm
opportunity.
learning is that if you don't, it's not just going to fall into our laps. It'll always be a fantasy in our minds if we don't
Work.
put some
Yeah.
work to it. Yeah, some action. Yeah. So that's what I'm working on now, putting some things into play and making it a reality in my 3D reality, not just here in VR.
Are you down to make a Tubi movie? A couple Tubi movies?
Why not? Shit. I'm down to
Yeah.
do anything once, you know?
I also looked into acting too. It looks pretty cool. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
if I'd be able to do it. I don't know if I could like take it serious enough to do it because I'd be fucking. I'd laugh and shit. I don't know. But I look up to that one dude. He played Biggie Smalls. He played
Oh
in that
yeah.
movie. He's like
Yeah.
that nigga. He's the Tubi Gremlin, bro. He be in all the hood movies, bro. That,
Not the Tubi Gremlin. Oh my god,
bro.
that's so funny.
If you need a gangster in your movie, they hit him up. No cap, they hit bro up.
Wow, I didn't know that he was still doing movies though. That's
Oh yeah.
good.
Yeah, he be on Tubi. A lot of them actors too, like especially African. A lot of shout out to the African American community too, Black community for pulling together to do these Tubi movies. They get some fire Tubi to movies.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to all them. They be having all the actors like the dude Ezel that was homeless in Friday. He still does his thing in the Tubi underground world.
He actually
Cuban
passed away.
Cuban Junior. He do his thing
Cuba
underground
Gooding
world.
Jr. Yeah. So the
Yep.
dude that played Ezel, he actually passed away some years ago.
Yeah, he did. Yep.
Yeah, but his content is so awesome. Like, yeah, he's gonna be around for a minute. We're definitely gonna keep seeing Ezel. I forget his name. I hate that I can't think of his name right now.
What actors do you kind of look up to and kind of because you also said theater too, right? You like theater, like Broadway type stuff. You like that type of stuff.
Yeah, I don't really know any like Broadway actors or actresses that I admire.
Or
But as
plays you
far as
like?
like movies,
Yeah,
um,
movies actor. Yeah.
I admire let me see. Jamie Foxx. No, even more so
Uh,
than Jamie Foxx. My number one of all time, the
shout out
boy
Jim.
Jim Carrey, the man Jim Carrey.
Oh,
I
shout out
love
Jim
Jim
Carrey.
Carrey. Yeah, I
Jim
absolutely
Carrey.
admire Jim
That's the best,
Carrey.
right?
Huh? Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he actually started out doing a stand up, excuse me, and then the first time that I saw Jim Carrey was on a show called In Living Color back in the day, and oh my goodness, when I tell you he is so funny, and then I started seeing him in movies, and he's just so gifted. So I admire people like Jim Carrey, Denzel Washington, Jamie Foxx in particular. Not too many people have the range like Jamie Foxx because not only does he have a range acting, but then
Yeah.
outside of the acting
Music.
universe, he does music and he does it so good. He can sing R&B, he can sing pop, he can sing country. Like, he's so talented. And then on top of that, outside of the acting universe, outside of the singing universe, then over here you have comedy. He's a genius
Yeah.
stand-up comedian. I watched him. There was a roast way back in the day. Shaquille O'Neal he had presented a roast. You know, like they have the roast of this one, the roast of this one, and that one. Where there was the roast of Emmett, whatever, I forget what his name is, some football player, and Jamie Foxx was the host, and he ended this man's career, and it was so sad to watch, but it was the funniest shit I had ever seen. It was so funny. Oh my God. Jamie Foxx is a mess. So yes, I admire Jamie Foxx. I admire Jim Carrey. Who else? Whoopi Goldberg. She's so nostalgic to me.
W. Oh yeah,
Halle
Color Purple.
Berry. Oh yeah. Yeah.
W. Serious. You can have serious. Bro, that movie, bro, be have me dying. It shouldn't have me dying, but it be having me dying sometimes.
Yeah, Color Purple. That's a classic, man. I grew up on the Color Purple.
They was tweaking when they made that though. Like, how did they like? Bro, I couldn't even act and do that type stuff.
Oh, did you ever try it?
Hell no, I can't do it. That's the hell though.
Well, how you know you could do it if
I'll
you
be a
didn't even
gangster though. I'll be
try?
like the Tubi Gremlin.
Oh my God. So funny.
Let's see what let's see. Oh yeah. What's his name? You was talking about him just now. The actor.
Who? Jamie Foxx?
Yeah, Jamie Foxx. Shout out
Mhm.
Jamie Foxx. I like that show he had on BET. I forgot what that shit was, but it was like
Jamie Foxx show?
yeah, that show.
Mhm.
You know, that
Funny
was
as hell.
are you familiar with Playboy Cardi?
No, but I feel like that name rings a bell. Like, if you show me a picture, I would be like, I know who that is.
Are you familiar with Pierre Bourne, like the dude that makes his beats sometimes? That make a couple
N-
beats.
no,
Well, Cardi had this song called Mongolia, and then in the
Okay.
beat producer tag, it's like, "Hey Pierre, you want to come out here?" And in this episode of the Jamie Foxx show, it was Jamie Foxx. He was a waiter, and he was just chilling. He was like, "Hey Pierre, you want to come out here?" And it was like he was talking to this dude, and the dude was supposed to come out and do something funny. But it was just a cool episode on the Jamie Foxx show, and I thought it was cool. He used it as a tag and stuff. I
Mhm.
was like, "What?" Um, ever tried for a film? Ever tried out in real life for a film?
No, but I plan on doing so in the near future.
Oh
I have
yeah, that'd be
no
lit.
idea what I'm doing. So I'm just like, I'm just going to just dive into it. Why not? You know, as the saying goes, you miss 100% of the shots that you do not take.
What's your favorite hood movie? Well, I'll let you pick three. I know you can't pick one.
Okay, yeah, because I was about to be saying Friday, Boys
Yeah.
in the Hood. What's the other
Uh,
one? The one with Kane. Um,
oh, Miss Society.
don't Minister Society. Hell yeah. Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
shout
Minister
out hood
Society
movies.
Friday and Boys to the Hood. Boys in the Hood, excuse me. Yeah, those are my three tops for sure.
That's a
Hood
W
movies.
rotation.
Mm-hmm.
How did you come up with Mama Are You Crying? Did you come up with it, or how did you gather the team to come up with it?
Oh no.
And who
See,
are the
I'm
team?
no. So when I sat in the auditions yesterday,
Yeah.
we were just looking at talent, but Cinemeta Films is not mine. That's a whole nother brand, and that was
Oh,
created by a woman named Barcode. Yes. One day I had just auditioned, and they just brought me right into the flock of the family, and I just been
I thought Mama Are You
family ever
Crying it was
since.
yours.
No. I played
Oh,
a character on there. But no, that's the Cinemeta family and brand. That's what Barcode. Barcode is the creator of Cinemeta Films, and then Mama Why You Crying was actually screenwritten, and directed by Thickums. EST
oh,
93. She actually also, there's also some original music in the play as well, which is available on YouTube now on the Cinemeta Films YouTube. So yeah, go check it out. They got a lot of great things going on in there. They have Horizon's very first ever soap opera on there. They got in Meta Color. Remember you heard me talking about in Living Color. They got in Meta Color on there.
oh,
What
snap! I
else
gotta
is
check it
going
out. I
on?
gotta check it out.
We're working on West Penn now. You heard to Set It Off, right, with Jada Pinkett and Queen
Yeah.
Latifah. Our version of Set It Up, that was before I came to Cinemeta Films. I actually just watched that for the first time the other day. So dope, you know what I mean? So Cinemeta is doing it big, you know what I'm saying? So happy to be a part of them. You know, it's not just a brand, it is essentially a family. So yeah, Mama, Why You Crying? That's not my thing, but I'm blessed to be a part of it.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Shout out Mama Why You Crying. Shout out all the entertainments, the cinemas.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Oh, what's it called? Queen Latifah makes a good stud, don't it? She makes a good stud. She
I'm
looked
telling
scary, wasn't she?
you.
She was scary looking.
Hell
I
yeah, she
She'd
wouldn't be
take my
whooping
lunch
my money.
money.
Ass. Hell
Hell
yeah,
yeah.
yes the hell she would, and my
She
cornbread.
look
Okay.
bulky as fuck, bro. Like fucking strong ass woman.
Hell yeah. Talking about you gonna eat your cornbread. As a matter of fact, Lucille, I am not. Here you are. As a matter of fact, I am not. Hell yeah, I love Queen Latifah.
um. You plan on doing any more plays in the future?
Oh yeah, there's actually some plays in the work now with Cinemeta Films. Yep.
What character did you play in Mama Are You Crying? What was you?
So I'm not going to tell too much about it because I don't want to
Oh, it's
give it
not out
away.
yet.
But I will say, yeah, it's out. It's on YouTube. But I don't want to just give away the whole storyline without people going to watch it
Oh
on
yeah.
YouTube. It's actually available now on YouTube. But I played a character, an interesting character named Stephanie. That's all I'll say. And Stephanie, um, she goes through in a very transformative journey that we watch her go on through this story. And actually, you know, just watching the changes that the character went through brought tears to my eyes. And I'm honored that I had the opportunity to bring that character to life, that I was even chosen to do that. Yeah.
Fire.
Thank
Is
you.
there any sex scenes?
No sex scenes.
I'll just play.
He's so silly.
What how did you come up with the What's the Tea podcast?
What's Tea podcast? So, um, well, as I said before, you know, I used to host bingo all the time, KP Royal Bingo, and then again, OG original bingo. with Jay Thiz, and um people, they would tell me all the time they like my voice, they like my personality, they love the way that I host, they love you know what I mean, just the way, like how I keep the attention of the crowd, how I present it, you know what I mean, and I'll just, give them a show. And so they would always say to me, you should do a podcast, you should do a podcast, you should do radio, you should do a podcast. And so I said, why not? You know what I mean? I might as well take a crack at it. And so I decided to start a podcast, and the rest was just history. I couldn't think of a name, and then I think I may have heard maybe RuPaul and someone else talking, and they sat down and they crossed their legs. They said, "Girl, what's tea?" In other words, what's tea? What's popping? What's good? What's hot? What's the drama? What's going on right now? What's going on in your neck of the woods? What is there that there is to talk about? You know what I mean? What's going on in the ethers? And so I thought that was a perfect name, because even though a lot of people confuse what's tea, are not confused. They assume that what's tea is like a gossip podcast, that we sit and we talk about, different people and things like that. And we can. But we talk about all things. There's a different topic every week. One week we could be talking about parenting styles. The next week we could be talking about stripper poles. And then the next week we could be talking about politics. You know what I'm saying? And then the next week we could be talking about religion. The point of the podcast is to touch on all areas of life, the good, the bad, and the ugly, because that's life. You know what I mean? And essentially that's what What's Tea is about. What's tea? What's going on in our lives? What are we going to talk about today? And a lot of times, what are we going to talk through? Because I also like to talk about things that can help people and encourage people. I like to lift people's spirits. I like to give people things that they could use, information, things like that. So yeah, that's how I came up with What's Tea.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's fire.
thank you.
I ain't made it to a live podcast yet, but when you do have one, I'm gonna definitely look out for it. I'm gonna pull up.
It's every Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and the world is named after this show, What's Tea Podcast. Not the What's Tea Podcast, it's just What's Tea Podcast. And it's
What's
every
Tea?
Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Fire. And
Mm-hmm.
what other worlds you got coming up? You plan on doing any clubs, lounges, or something crazy and cool, or what you plan on doing?
So I'm not much of a builder. I'm an entertainer, but
Yeah.
I do have good ideas. So there are two worlds that I'm actually working on now. One has to do with the youth, and the other one has to do with matters of the heart. And I'm hoping that both of them can be helpful to whoever comes to the world. I don't want to just create worlds just for cloud or likes, or trying to get monetized. You know what I'm saying? Even though those are great endeavors, you know what I mean, to the person who has them. But for me, I want to create worlds that can actually make an impact in people's lives. You know what I mean? Where they can really come and get help, where they could really get that encouragement, you know, really give them some
Facts.
direction. Thank you. Hey. Hey, welcome.
Shout out the audience. Shout out Bay. Shout out Cross.
Hey.
Shout out everybody.
Yeah, hey guys. But yeah, I want worlds to actually help people, because I feel like at the end of the day, that's what we're all here for. We're all here to help each other through this journey called life, and none of us have a manual for it. We're all on
That's
our
facts.
own journey trying to find our best way through. And I think we all have something beautiful to bring to the world, to add to the world, that can help our fellow men. And so that's what I'm all about. You know, I may not be perfect, but I do love people. And
Oh
so,
yeah,
yeah,
that's
that's
good.
my aim. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the most. I think that's the most important part. Like, just be nice to people. But if they
Hmm.
be mean, you beat their ass.
Hell yeah, you got to. It's a time for peace and it's a time for war. You got to have that balance. Sometimes you have to be able to be patient. You have to be forgiving. You have to know that people are only human, and that everyone, makes mistakes. You know what I mean? And that we're all on a journey, and it's all a learning experience. Okay, that's the yin. And what's the yang? You also got to learn how to rise up and let a motherfucker know what time it is. You know what I'm saying? That's the balance that I believe it. What the hell is y'all doing over there?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
It's Leo taking some pictures now.
Oh.
Oh yeah, our birthday coming up. Oh yes, I forgot. Yes.
But yeah, I'm sorry. I just happened to glance over to see them like this. I'm like, what are they doing? But yeah, but yeah, you have to have that balance, So I'm all for that. Or try to keep
what can the
it.
people see? Oh yeah, facts. The balance. You gotta keep the balance. Yin yang.
No,
I fuck with the yin
the
yang
wrong
symbol too.
picture.
I'm probably gonna get that hang up in my room or something.
See,
Oh
I told
yeah,
you I
that's
can do
dope.
pictures all type of ways like these.
Well, what do you have coming
Right.
out next, and what's new, and where can the people follow you at?
Oh, hey guys, if you're talking, can you go in a party just
Oh,
because I can hear
sorry.
you up here?
Oh, that
It's
was me.
okay. It's
That's me.
okay.
That's me.
I'm sorry. Could you repeat the question, Oxy?
Oh, what's it called? Where can the people follow you at, and what else do you have coming up that's new and stuff? What else? What else new you got coming up?
So people can follow me on Instagram, Baby Angel with 2 L's and then the digits 82, BabyAngell82 on Instagram. I also have a YouTube
I
channel
had to go on
called
mute
The
for that
Baby
talking.
Angel Show that I just started where I put all my little skits and everything like that. And yeah, those are my platforms so far. Also, I have a TikTok. I do read tarot cards. One of the branches of my brand is Angelo's Tarot, and we have a TikTok by the same name, Angelo's Tarot. And I actually have a world for that here in Horizon Worlds as well. So if anyone would like to book a reading, every first reading is always free. You could just DM me, you could message me, and then you could book your reading that way. Um, and yeah, I have some exciting things coming down the pipeline, but I'm not going to give all my sauce out just yet. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
But definitely got a lot of things in the workings for sure.
oh yeah, that's lit. That's lit. Anything else you want to say to the audience?
Um, oh, this is my phone. Hold on. Up, I'll call them back. What would I like to say to the audience? Everyone, thank you for coming out. Thank you for your support. I love you guys. Just want to encourage anyone who may have their head bowed or anyone that may be feeling a little down that better days are coming to lift up your head and have hope. Better days are coming. This is just, if you're going through a storm, in order to get through it, you have to go through it. Just that. But hard times don't last always. Tough times don't last. Tough people do. You know, weeping may endure for the night, but joy cometh in the morning. Keep your head up and stay strong, as everything's going to be all right.
And
That's my
remember,
message.
sip you some drink, and I'll see you on the next interview.